Hey guys, it's Brent again. I guess part three of the triangulation, and then I'll move on to something different. But like I said last time, it was and it's a nice day. I'm sitting on my porch right now. And looking back, I was probably the one that was used to triangulate this other dude. You know, I don't think. Looking back, I don't know. I think she was the one he was trying to entice. I think she was using me to kind of bring him closer, because that's what happened. Like I said, he bought her a washing machine, and I didn't hear from her for a week, and then we went out to a karaoke bar, and we had an amazing night that night. And then I didn't hear from her for another month or whatever. During that time, she was staying over at his house. This was during the summertime, so her and her son were staying over at his house for, and she told me this, I kind of figured it out, one night. We had already made plans, she and I, to go meet another coworker, and so she and I went to eat, and and while we were eating, it was like a week after the karaoke thing. While we were eating, she was all lovey-dovey, holding my hand, touching my arm, and then we went and had some ice cream with our coworker, and she had and during this time, I always made it known what I wanted. I always made it known that I wanted something more than at this point, and she would say that, and to her defense, she did say that she didn't know if she was ready for a relationship, even though she would say that, and then she would almost immediately say that, still, I've never met anybody like you. I want to be with you, and it was like a yin and yang type thing. It was just confusing as fuck. It was like, all right, do you or don't you? Because if you don't, let me know. And so when we went out with our coworker, this had already been planned for like a week or two. And she had stayed that week, most of it, according to her, at this other dude's house, right? But they were just friends, and and looking back, they were probably intimate. I mean, dude, you're staying. It wasn't just one night, And so. Lost my train of thought. Oh, but when we went to eat ice cream, and it was time for us to leave, and I went to kiss her, and I got the cheek, and then and her and this other dude would fight, according to her and her son. Her son was there for it too. They would constantly argue because he was wanting more too. So she said it was a constant argument with him, that he was being very pushy, and yet she still went over there, right? And then, so I got the cheek, and then the next day she went back over there that night, told me she did, and that night was the first time I asked her, what's the deal? Like, you're staying over there, but you're telling me you want to be with me, that you don't want to be with him, but you're staying over there, you know what I mean? Just let me know. That's all I wanted. It wasn't like a jealousy thing. I just wanted to know where I stood. And then, so she ignored me the rest of that night. And she said, she did say in a text that she's never had anybody like want to provide for her. And so and looking back, she was using his ass too. This dude ended up buying, throughout this summer, this dude ended up buying her thousands of dollars worth of shit, a washing machine, like floor for a fucking house, shit, all kind of shit, and she would flaunt it, Like she took me out one day at work to show me the new flooring he bought for which was just, I should have walked away. And in her defense, also, she would tell me to walk away. If I'm making you feel this way, then stop fucking with me. I should have listened. But like I said, it was that immediately stop fucking with me. And I would ask her, is that what you want? You know, what are you wanting? No, that's not what I want. I want you still here. And my dumb ass was like, all right, well, if you want me here, I'm here. You know, there's always that slight push, but that larger pull. You know, and then so, you know, a month later, this is when she came over to my house first time, and then she started coming over. I called her out one day and basically said, I'm fucking done. You know, if you want me to out of your life, fucking tell me now. If you want to, I want you in mine. If you want that, tell me now, or not now. But I was like, we need to talk about this. Come over to my house tonight, or we're fucking done. And she came over to my house, and we talked about it. And she would say that, relationships are scary for her, which I get, man. It's scary for me too. I was in a fucked up marriage, and don't want to get hurt again. And but she was always this damsel in distress, Oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. I do want you, but not right now. But maybe, you know. But after she started coming, after the night that I basically gave her the ultimatum, and she came over, she started coming over to my house and spending the night on the weekends or whatever, and bringing her son. And we'd have a fucking awesome time. And we never did do much. Go out. She was scared to go out in my town because her ex-husband's family, some of them lived here, and she didn't want to see them. So we always stayed in. Went to the store a couple times, and those trivial experiences with somebody is what I dig the most about a relationship. So, cooking, going to the fucking store. And I like going out too. I like having fun, but and when she would come over, it'd be awesome. But he was always there. He was still coming over to her house here and there, and the excuse that she had was that she loved his kids, which I get. Man, kids are my kryptonite too. But that she loved his kids, and his kids wanted to, and he pushed that on her. This dude was probably a narcissist too. He used this. In fact, I've saw it firsthand. He would use his kids. He knew that she liked his kids. And so he would use his kids to always be around her. But still, she let it happen. She was, she was a part of it. And she probably, she was using his ass. He was buying her a bunch of shit. Rings, all kind of fucking shit. Jewelry. And so she wanted that to go on. And, so looking back, that's why I think I was the one who used to triangulate that motherfucker. And then she would push him back, but then want to hang out with the kids. And wanting to hang out with the kids meant she wanted to hang out with him because he was going to be around. He was going to find a way to be around. And it was just a very confusing time. Very confusing. Because she was telling me that basically I was perfect. That she wanted nothing to do with him. Yet she's the one that gets most of the time. We would make plans, and then she would break them so she could do something with him and his kids and her kid. And that's not where it stopped. But but I'll move on to something else.